What's up, everybody? This is Al the Pal 78 doing his thing. Gotta get close to the microphone. Let me stop. Anyways, I'm here. I said we was gonna do a parallax effect, and that's what we're gonna do. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put inside the index everything we're gonna need before we do anything like creating the CSS file we need or the JavaScript file we're gonna need. And yeah, that's what we'll do first. So let's get to it because I knew it. I'm also going to change the site CSS. I don't need none of this stuff here. All this stuff here is kind of like useless for me. They got the sticky footer stuff. We don't have that. I don't need none of that. I am going to change the before I even do it, I will change the nav bar. But I think it should be good right now. We don't really need it. They got all those pills and stuff like that, to make it how they want. It's Control Shift R. See, it didn't really do anything. Just that's it. So let's start off with the parallax effect. Now we're definitely gonna be putting something in here. Of course, we did it before, but let's just start down here with a div. With div, and this div, we're gonna call it dot landing container. And I'm just calling it like that because we just call it regular container and then we start working on it with the CSS. For some strange reason, it messes with everything, all the CSS. So let's not do that, okay? Okay, in this container, we're gonna need a H. No, we're not gonna need an H3 yet. We shouldn't need it. And my keyboard, what do they call it? There you go. So it could be high for me because I'm short. All right. So we got the landing container. We want everything inside here. Well, we're going to need some stuff inside here. We're definitely going to need a header, but I'm just not going to call it header. I'm going to give it a class of the same name. The reason I'm giving it a class of the same name is the partial, right, header partial right here has a header in it too somewhere. So yeah, we don't want to confuse the two. Or is it in here or is it in the layout? It might be in the layout. Let's see. So the layout had a header. Oh yeah, the partial should have the header right before everything. That's why I said stuck to top. Oh, you see that? Yeah, I should have deleted it because I was messing around with it. And then we're gonna have the navigation bar get stuck to the top. So we're gonna leave that in there now that we know we have it. But let's get back to the scheme of things right here. We got a header. In this header, we want an image, and in the image, we want also a UL of 3 LIs. Oh man, I always press enter when I mean to press tab. All right. So that's just the header portion. That's gonna be like your, wow, look at this picture of this person. Let's just put the image thing in there as well. And I have all the images I need, and I took it from their old stuff, so I just transferred all the images that I took from their old site that I was making, so I can make it a little bit better. And I have some of them actually named. Some of these single dishes were named. I don't think this is a relleno. No, it is. It's got relleno and empanada, so we just leave it like that. Okay, so we got the three things we need here. What I'm gonna put here, I'm actually gonna put their logo. So you could put a tilde, or you could put the dot dot and a slash. But I don't like the dot dot and slash because you got to go to too much, right? So we just put the tilde slash images and the Meli logo. Okay, Control S. With that being said, there's one thing I want to. Well, we're gonna take care of that after everything we're gonna do. We're just gonna do it here first, so the video won't take 84 minutes. And we're gonna put logo image, and we could even give this logo image a class. So, but we don't need to because we have a class here. So we put dot header in the CSS, and then put class. That makes it the class, and then put a space and put image. It says use the image source from the class of header. All right, so we're good with the header now. I need two sections over here, and I'm just gonna times it by 2. And once again, you gotta press tab, press enter here. We're gonna press enter here, and give it some space. This one right here is going to be called the class of me. So about me. And this one, we're going to give it an ID, and we're going to give that ID an about, not capitalized, about, I can't type today, about me. And inside this, we're going to put about me. We're going to do that for all of them. We got to give them IDs. We don't have to, but I prefer to give them IDs. And you're going to go pop, it's supposed to be dishes, popular dishes. And we're going to take that and make that not an underscore. And we're going to give this an ID also of contact me, like that. And we're going to write that in here. Instead of pop dishes, we're going to go popular dishes. I hope I spelled popular right. If I didn't, oh well. And then we're going to put contact me. So this is going to be easier to, it's going to make it easier for us to, how should I put it, figure out at the end. Like when we do CSS, it makes it easier for us to put it in a list than it is just its own like link. You know, so that's cool. We got this section about me, and every section is gonna have an H1 about, you know, inside of it. So this class is gonna be we're gonna call it dishes, and we're gonna put a comment right here if I can. For popular dishes, so we know it's definitely for that, and then we can make it a comment now. And we know this is the about me section, and we'll put a comment in there. And the reason I'm putting comments in there is sometimes it get, you know, you have too much of that, you get confused. So we also got a footer right here. We're gonna give it a class of contact. So that's that. That makes life easier. We're gonna put a H1 of, well, contact, right? And we gotta put that for dishes as well. So let's go over here and put H1 popular dishes. Just so it could look cool, and we could have something in there. Now, if we looked at this, we know the footer is the class of contact. That's for this link right here. All right, and we have an H1, and we're gonna have a div right here because I know for sure. I should have put a class before it, but we're gonna call it icon logos. All right, and that's basically gonna have 3 spans in it, times 3, and in these spans we're gonna have these eyes. Let's do this. See if I could get this going right. In between, I tab. No, only the top one. That's not cool. We're gonna give it a class of, I don't know, tab Twitter, because we already put the font awesome in here before, so that should be every. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna Control C, and I'm just gonna Control V it twice to make it easier. We don't need to put Twitter or Instagram, make it the exact thing at this time, because this is just so we could see where everything is at. Okay, so let's save that, and I think that's almost everything we need. In here, we're gonna have a P tag. In the P tag, we're gonna give it a class of. We kind of don't need to give it a class at all, so let's just give it a P tag, and let's write some stuff in the P tag. When I see some funny stuff, this lorem stuff that works outside the P tag doesn't work inside the P tag, which is crazy because it should. Check this out. We put lorem 150 tab, and it gives us everything we need, right? All those words. So we kind of like want to put that in there. So the easiest way to do that is hold down Alt and up, and then up again, and let's do this, do that. Let's get some more words at once. I mean, I'm just trying to see everything in the thing. Yeah, there's an easy way we could put when it's like that big, word wrap or something like that. I kind of like just to prefer it this way. And it's almost done. I think one more. There it is. And Alt Shift F to make it everything look neat. So that's just so we can have some words. So, you know, we're gonna say I'm a good person. And the last thing in it, we're gonna actually put a card in here. All right, we're not gonna put a container. We don't need another container. Do we need it? We shouldn't need another container in here. This should be the container for it. But lately I've just been messing this up, so we're just not gonna put a container in it. And we're gonna call this a div. Oh no, a div, and a class of deflex, and then we're also gonna give it the class of justify content around. We'll just leave it like that, and then we'll do this, and then here we're gonna make our card. So we're gonna make it a dot card, food card. Just put it like that. So inside the food card, we need a card. This might be too much, but we're gonna just put a card anyway. So we're gonna put a card in here, tab enter, and here we need 3 divs, right? But instead of doing 3 divs that way, we'll just do the dot annotation. And if I didn't show you guys this before, I have this thing called Zen. When you look in the install stuff, we type in Zen like that. Zen coding right here. It's what makes it able to do the HTML stuff right here. So, and the dot annotations and tab and stuff like that. So we need a card head. Let's make sure this is right. I always mess those words up. So this is card header. Okay, it's right. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna say that card body. Make sure I spell that right. And the last thing is the card footer. I put dot card footer. So all 3 of those things are done. Inside here, in the header, we probably want to have an individual image of card. Well, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Card class, and then we're gonna do card image, and we do it like that. And we're gonna give it a margin top of 1. All right. And inside the image, we want to give it an image. Very simple stuff. Like I said, the tilde out here, the slash, the images, and we're just gonna give it any image we want. And let's just do it like that because we're gonna copy and paste this card information. So we're gonna do it 3 times so we can have it. And inside the header, we want to give a p tag, and we're just gonna say whatever this says, you know, the papa. I think that's how I say everything. And stuffed potatoes. There you go. I hope I spelled potatoes wrong because you know I always forget. In the card body, we're gonna say a delicious blend of spices that make the crust when we deep fry the potatoes, whatever. Thing is, like, I always get that. I think it's OS, but we could go over there and give it a period and then come back. Either way, it's gonna be like a paragraph regardless. And we're gonna put some other stuff first. We cook the meat in Spanish. Oh, Spanish. What kind of Spanish herbs and spices, right? Stuff like that. Like we get from Puerto Rico, Rico de Puerto. With Spanish spices and all that good stuff. Then we're gonna put after mashed potatoes with different spices to make it flavorful. So that's I don't know. Lastly, we fry. We put the meat in the potato. This is gonna take more time than anything. Then we make it into a ball to deep fry it. There it is. That's all we're gonna write. I'm not gonna make super letters. I usually don't. I usually put Lauren 25 here, but I kind of don't want to do that. Here I want to make a anchor tag of nowhere, and we're gonna put inside this anchor tag click for ingredients and directions. Hopefully I can make it that it comes out the database, the most liked one, so we'll get it to be able to be liked afterwards in a while. You know, all the recipes that we make, these are user or chef recipes. It's not so much well, this is the chef's recipe from the actual chef. That's what this is going to be. So the most popular ones that she's done, and then we're not going to worry about everybody else's recipes. They're not the main chef. So if it's not from the main user, which should be, you know, the first person to ever use this, the administrator or something, and directions. So now this is a big A link. That's fine. We're not gonna do anything special to this. We're just gonna make the colors pink, you know, like the stuff. Okay, so we will copy and paste this. We just first gotta see if it works. So let's just see after all this stuff what it looks like right now. Now I know because that image in there is huge, it's gonna look a little dumb. But this one, okay, this looks good. But this is huge. But you see that it is a card. We're gonna have to fix these images right here, and we got nothing. So that means I did it wrong. So before we go there, let's go get the Twitter stuff, right? Font awesome. And if this is the easiest way to do it, because it'll kick you right to Twitter, and then once again you just, oh, it's fab. Yeah. So it's fab Twitter. So I'll just do one and copy and paste all of them. Yeah. All right, and then we'll just, you know what? We could just do this. It's save some time, right? If I knew how to type, it would. So let's stop it because we're changing the HTML. For some reason, it doesn't give us that option when you spell, you know, put Control Shift R. Now you see the top right here is not stuck. We're gonna fix that as well, make it look awesome. Where we have this, and as you can see, we have 3 Twitters in the bottom, and that's really all we want there. And as you can see, this is so huge that the picture goes inside there and outside here. All right, we're gonna have to fix these pictures because they're huge. So honestly, that's about all we're gonna get for now. When I fix the the food card, then we'll do that. But first, we're gonna go step by step. We're gonna go, and we're gonna just do. Well, let's just set up some stuff real quick, okay? Let's get out of here. I don't know what I just did, but okay. We got it there now. We need to create the CSS. It's gonna go on the top, and the JavaScript. So I want everything to be called landing. So let's see what this item is gonna be. More than likely, they're gonna have to come in here. This ASP web, and we're doing scripts, right? We're in the scripts area. Yep. So we do JavaScript. We double click, and we'll just call it landing like this. And press enter. Oh, look, we got a JavaScript for landing, and now we're gonna do the same thing here, but we're gonna press content. That's gonna make it easier, and we're gonna call this landing as well. We want them both to be the same name so that, you know, it's easier to recognize which scripts we're doing with each other. This is how you do it. I'm not worried about that right now. And now that we have this, let's just make sure this works. And then after we make sure it works, we'll stop this video and go to the next video of editing, you know, the CSS first. We're gonna do the JavaScript last. So we're gonna make sure it works first. But before we can make sure any of this works, we have to go to the layout again. Remember how we did this render section up here? Well, I want to do it before this await render section async thing. And we're gonna do that at render section, and we're gonna put landing capital letters, and of course we're gonna put false, and then we're good there, and Control S. So we don't need this no more. We know where it's at. We're gonna get rid of this class of padding bottom 3. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. We probably are gonna get rid of this not container, so to say. We're just gonna add layout container, And the reason I'm doing this is because well, everything has a container, right? And if you put container and start editing the container in the site CSS that we just deleted everything from, it's gonna do it for everything. It's gonna do it for the navigational system, or the part that's navigational. It's gonna do it for the, what's the other one? It's gonna do it for the anything that says container in it, because it's the site CSS. So we don't want to do that. We just want to do the layout container of this site CSS, because it's not gonna mess with everything else. It's just gonna do that section. Okay, but now that we're here, let's go to index. We put all the stuff in there. We gotta put at section. Then we're gonna put landing, big letters, capital letter. I mean, and here we're gonna put link, and in this link we're gonna add but this, you have to do this style sheet. If you don't do style sheet for some reason, it doesn't work in this section. I'm just gonna put the href here, and that is CSS. Yep, and landing. And now we're gonna put the script tag real quick. In the script tag, we're gonna put type, and we're gonna put text.javascript, right? /javascript. Yep, that looks better. And I think that's all we need. Oh no, we need the source, right? So in the source, we're gonna put JS landing, and then we press save. And now we're just gonna see if all this works. Okay, so what we have in this p tag right here, this h1 tag right here, let's just make a different p tag. Let's just put a p tag right here, and they'll give it a class of you know, for show. Okay, and the reason I'm giving it, no, not phone control, for sure, show, for show. Okay, and inside we're gonna put some garbage in there like that, because we're gonna change all that anyway. I press Control S. So with the landing CSS, we're just gonna put body, and in the body we're gonna put background color. We're gonna call it black, and then we're gonna call color white, and just to see if it shows white like that. So all the letters will be like that. And in the landing JavaScript, what are we gonna do to make sure that works? We're gonna call this p tag for show. So let's highlight that and press Control C, so we don't have to worry about it later. And since it's a class, it's kind of easy to work with. We work with this in a second. Let me see how much time. Okay, I got like 8 minutes. Let's just make sure this works first. We're gonna go constant for show gets document dot query selector, and inside here we have to put a dot, Control V, and we don't need the semicolon at the end, but I try to get used to it because I'm using C#. We're doing .NET stuff. So let's get for show real quick. Add event listener, and the event listener we're gonna put click. Well, we have to put it in between this, so click, comma. We're gonna put this like that. Oh my god, I can't get this to do it what I want it to do sometimes. We press that right here, and then we're gonna put for show dot inner HTML gets we changed it fools. Okay, that sounds good. Let's press play. Let's debug. Let's debug it. Let's see if it even worked. Okay, well that just took the whole. See, this is the thing. Is like, you know, when you do certain things, Control Shift R. We did body, and look at the body. It just made everything big. That's crazy, right? So let's go over here and let's see where it is. This right here, it worked. We changed it full. Want to see it again work? We go to home, and then it says right here, it's gonna say we changed it. Okay, so that means all this works. We don't need this. Control S. We don't need this anymore. Let's delete Control S. I don't know why it was full screen the whole way. So landing, but it was, so that's okay with me. And well, that worked for us. That made our life a little bit easier, right? Let's just check it again. Control Shift R. I did that, didn't I? Took all that stuff out. Control Shift R. Oh, I know what happened. We made the whole thing black. Okay, well that's that. And let's just mess with one site CSS. This is the only thing I want to do for it. Is we got this header, right? We'll just call it the Navbar because that's what it is. All right, we want the Navbar. We want the width to be 100%. Oh, we gotta do this 100%. And we want it to be position fixed, right? Fixed. And we want it to be scroll top. Oh, no, not scroll margin top. What is it called? Yeah, I'm trying to get it before the 30-minute mark. We want it to be, what's it called? Scroll behavior? Nah, it shouldn't be scroll behavior. It's only smooth auto. We're gonna do that to the landing one. We're gonna put HTML like this right here. This is gonna be the first thing we do. We're gonna put scroll behavior. That don't make no sense. Scroll behavior. Oh, that's because this is not the CSS stuff. It's like it even looks weird. So, scroll behavior. We want it to be smooth. So there's a lot of stuff we're not gonna need after we make it smooth. So that looks good like that. That's all we're gonna use for that. We want position top. That's what it is. Position. No, we want it top 0. And that should work. Let's see how that looks real quick. Because remember, Navbar's in the header HTML anyway, so it's gonna be using the site CSS regardless. So when we do that, that didn't work. Position fixed. Let's see if that. There it is. I have to press Control Shift R sometimes, and sometimes, yeah, you see that picture. We want to do one last thing to it, and the good thing about this with CSS, we want to put the Z index. We want to make it to be 1 if you want. And we press Control S, and we come back over here, Control Shift R, and as you can see, the picture won't go over it anymore. So that makes it awesome. And we're gonna leave this little bar right there. We're gonna put a picture behind this of something. To pop up, but right now we're at 27 minutes, and I don't want to go too far over because there's gonna be a lot of ones that we go over 30 minutes, and I don't want to go over 30 minutes now. So for now, everything you see is everything we got. Hoorah!